Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So, I don't know, about that time, 20 after 4, give or take a foot of, so 6:23, Monday, I don't know, 26.9 degrees centigrade, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and no, my batteries aren't quite charged. So, I'm continuing with the Speed Defies Gravity Bike Lifan Engine upgrade, and I mounted the exhaust system, and it mounted no problem up on the engine, which is nice, but one could see doesn't quite make it back here, so I'm gonna have to kind of fool around and create a bracket situation. Not that big a deal, no big deal at all, just something that needs to be done to get this engine to go on. It's not just, or the exhaust to go on, it's not slam dunk. So that's one issue. It did bolt on, right? The two bolts did go through. Had to rock it a little bit to get it to squeeze onto the frame. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it did go in, which is positive. The next problem, the skid plate. The spacing between that and this, not quite right. So what I'm gonna have to do is kind of bend it and straighten it back up again. That'll bring it up a tad higher, but I think I have the space to do it. If not, I could put little extensions going down and then bolt it, cut these off and bolt it to the hole lower. So once again, none of these are impossible problems, but as we're fooling around here, as we're messing around, we're moving away from any idiot could do this engine swap to you gotta kind of know a little bit more about what you're doing. The carburetor also appears to sit a little taller than the old one, so I don't know if you guys can see that, it's upside down, but the cable is not quite kosher. So this carburetor does not have a bend on the top either, so might have to fool around with that a little bit. Anyway, this is probably as far as I'm going to get with this tonight. I have to go to the wake for my friend Glade. So yeah, I'm probably just about to the point where I'm wrapping this up for the day. Something else about these bikes, these pit bikes, if you look under pit bike plastics or something like that, you can buy like all the plastic minus the seat for like 30 bucks on this thing. The stickers are like another 30 to 50 bucks. I didn't notice how much the seat cost. My seat's in good shape. So for not much money, and the parts seem to be readily available, so for not much money, assuming you don't snap the frame in half because you're too fat and you go over a jump like me, it looks like you can really keep this thing dolled up and keep it in nice shape, and you know, buy aftermarket parts and make it pretty and all. So if you're a kid, you know, if your parents are willing to make, I don't know what these things cost, $7.99 new, $6.99, $5.99 for the 50cc model perhaps. If they're willing to make that kind of investment in you for not a lot of money, you can keep it cool, you know, getting Christmas presents and Easter presents and birthday presents from eBay, and like upgrade the plastic. I mean, the gas tanks appear to be available and they're not very expensive. So one could keep going with this thing. It's not that it's you know, you break the plastic and you can't get it, which seems to be the story with the quads. I have a Baja quad, 110 cc's, and you can't seem to get the plastic for that. And for even the 70 and the 90 cc quads, it seems to be cheaper to buy a whole quad than to try to find the plastic wherever it may exist. Alright, once again, I'm wrapping up today. So you guys could see the problems I've run across. I have to figure out the wiring. And what I might have to do is move to their wiring. I'm going to assume the color codes on the wire harness are the same, so it should just be a matter of moving. Once again, assuming this is probably the on-off. That's a guess, right? That's probably the on-off. These wires should match up from a color point of view and plug right into the engine harness. And yeah, that might be for the on-off. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, one of these is probably for the key switch. This is probably for the key switch. This is probably for the on-off on the handlebar. This guy. If these all plug in according to the color-coded thing, right, and that plugs right into the engines, my mysteries are all solved, right? Then it's a matter of just plugging this guy into the green plug on the CDI unit down there. Oh, actually, this probably this probably plugs into that coil, right? See the way the rubber thing looks like it's going to fit over the back of the coil, so that probably goes over the back of the coil. This is probably the on and off switch. They probably don't use the key switch anymore. And these probably plug in right according to the color coding right into the wiring harness. And that's all of it, right? CDI, wire harness. There's a square plug right here that looks like that one will go into. That goes into the coil. Yeah, I guess maybe the wiring shouldn't be that big a problem. So now it's just a matter of physically getting a few of the other little pieces to fit. So far, if I had to rate this engine swap on a scale of 1 to 10, where a 1 is like any moron could do it, fall off a log easy, you know, something you do before you have breakfast because it's that simple, right? That's a 1. And a 10 is like you need an expert with a blowtorch and a shear and a lathe and all kinds of other great stuff like that. At this point, I'm going to rate it below a 5, probably a 2 or 3. But I'm not riding the bike around yet, right? It's not started and being ridden. So right now, it's definitely on the easier half of the spectrum. I'm just not sure quite how much on the easy half of the spectrum. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. We'll catch up with you for the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember, keep your tires down, your handlebars up, and don't drop your engine and break it. Once again, live every day like it's your last, because you never know, it may be. Bye now.